I stood there, in the heart of what was once a desolate, polluted wasteland, now a thriving oasis of green and gold. The hum of bees filled the air, a symphony of life and renewal. This was my masterpiece, my redemption, and my revenge. The irony was not lost on me that this transformation was born from the ashes of my public humiliation and professional betrayal. Years ago, I was a respected environmental scientist working for one of the largest corporations in the world. I had uncovered a web of environmental violations that were not only illegal but also devastating to local ecosystems. When I blew the whistle, I was met with a storm of corporate backlash. They discredited me, painting me as a disgruntled employee with a vendetta. The media ate it up, and my reputation was shattered. My own family, who had always been skeptical of my passion for environmental activism, turned their backs on me. They called me an embarrassment, a fool chasing after a ridiculous dream. The memory of that day still stings. I remember standing in the courtroom, my voice trembling as I testified against the corporation. The lawyers for the defense laughed, their eyes gleaming with malice. My family sat in the gallery, their faces a mix of disgust and pity. As the judge ruled in favor of the corporation, I felt a piece of me die. I was ruined, both professionally and personally. But in the depths of my despair, I found a glimmer of hope. I had always been fascinated by bees, their intricate social structures, and their vital role in pollination. I saw in them a symbol of resilience and renewal. So, I decided to turn my back on the corporate world and pursue a dream that had once seemed as futile as my whistleblowing efforts. Urban beekeeping and environmental restoration. My family mocked me, of course. They called it a gardening hobby, a silly distraction from the real world. But I was undeterred. I moved to a small town on the outskirts of a polluted industrial zone, and I began my work. I set up hives, planted flowers, and nurtured the land. I faced countless challenges, skeptical neighbors, hostile local authorities, and the ever-present threat of failure. But I pressed on, driven by a burning desire to prove myself and to heal the land. Years passed, and my efforts began to bear fruit. The barren lands started to bloom, teeming with life. Bees buzzed from flower to flower, pollinating and nurturing new growth. The air grew sweeter, the soil richer, and the community began to take notice. What had once been a wasteland was now a thriving ecosystem, a testament to the power of perseverance and the beauty of nature's resilience. And then, one day, I received a letter. It was from my family, inviting me to a reunion. They had heard about my success, about the transformation I had wrought in that desolate place. They wanted to see it for themselves, to witness the fruits of my labor. I hesitated, the old wounds still raw, but I knew I had to face them. I had to show them what I had become. The day of the reunion arrived, and I stood in the heart of my oasis, waiting. The hum of the bees was a comforting presence, a reminder of the journey I had undertaken. And then they arrived, my family. Their faces, a mix of curiosity and apprehension, stepped into the garden. Their eyes widened as they took in the sight before them, a lush, vibrant landscape teeming with life. My mother, her voice trembling, asked, Is this all your work?" I nodded, a sense of pride and accomplishment swelling within me. "Yes, it is. This is what I've been doing all these years. This is my redemption, my revenge." My father, his eyes filled with a mix of awe and regret, said, "We never believed in you. We thought you were chasing after a foolish dream. We were wrong." I looked at them, my heart aching with a mix of pain and forgiveness. "Yes, you were wrong. But it's not too late to make things right. You can start by believing in me now, by supporting what I've done here." They nodded, their faces etched with a newfound respect and admiration. They had seen the transformation, not just of the land, but of me. They had witnessed the power of perseverance, the beauty of redemption, and the strength of conviction. As they left, I stood there, surrounded by the hum of the bees and the beauty of the garden. I had proven myself, not just to them, but to the world. I had turned a wasteland into an oasis, a symbol of hope and renewal. And in doing so, I had found my purpose, my passion, and my peace. The journey had been arduous, filled with challenges and setbacks. But it had also been a journey of discovery, of growth, and of triumph. I had faced my demons, overcome my fears, and emerged stronger and wiser. And in the end, I had proven that even in the face of betrayal and humiliation, one can find redemption and success. As I looked out over the garden, I knew that this was just the beginning. There were more lands to heal, more lives to touch, and more dreams to pursue. And I was ready, armed with the knowledge that I had the power to transform not just the land, but the hearts and minds of those around me. For in the end, it is not about the betrayals and the humiliations, but about the choices we make in response to them. It is about the strength to rise above, to persevere, and to triumph. And it is about the beauty of redemption, the power of belief, and the unbreakable spirit of the human heart.